And we're back for the classic critique this week. A kind of a weird one. Well, it's weird only because most of us know it from the arcade and the SNES. And this time we played it on the Genesis, which makes it a slightly different game. Tell them what the name of the game is.
It's TMNT, wait for it, the Hyperstone Heist.
Yeah, which is I guess a spin-off or a rehash of TMNT Turtles in Time, which came out this week on the Xbox Live Arcade and I believe the PSN. Did they get it?
I don't care.
Yeah, well, their store updates later anyways.
Yeah, basically it's a. I love the game. I think they didn't have the right for the arcade version, or it cost too much, or maybe the cartridge was impossible to reproduce it. So they got like you said, a spin-off. It's the same game but different at the same time, because it's the same level but sometimes different. And one level was completely different. The fourth level, I think.
Yeah.
It was, you were like kind of like
in Japan.
Yeah. Random, and after. And the level called the Gauntlet, and it basically you fight three, I think even four bosses in a row. That was the level. That was pretty funny, and well, it's the same game. It's the same like sound effect, but with different voiceover. They sound like more like children-ish. It's I guess it's the HD graphic take too much space for the Sega
for their blast processing.
Yeah.
But I think as you were saying before, the cartridge is probably limited by the memory, just because you play three levels.
Look nice.
Yeah, they do look nice. The textures look a little bit better than the Super Nintendo, but you play three levels, and then by the time you reach the fourth level, you're seeing the same enemies over in terms of bosses, just with different colors, and you're seeing the same levels just with different colors again. So I think they had room, but they didn't have as much room, because on the Super Nintendo, you go through a lot of different areas. There's at least maybe, 9 or 10 different looking areas completely.
Yeah, you travel in time and get more enemies, more bosses.
Yeah, there's a lot more bosses,
a little bit better soundtrack on the SNES.
Yeah,
it was better.
Soundtrack, I do remember it being interesting.
Yeah, at least the gameplay is the same. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same beat 'em up. They have the same
but
moves.
like we didn't lose like the control as good on the SNES and on Sega. That's why.
Right.
It's as good, so it doesn't feel like. At least they took some time, but I don't know. And the last level, well, it's only 5 levels to begin with, but the levels are longer, and when you reach the 5th level, it's the same one on the SNES basically. That's the only level that it's a copy paste.
Except on the SNES that was level 4, and on this one it was the last level.
Yeah,
that was the big difference. Because that was
level 4. Oh yeah, because you go back in time after.
Yeah, right after that part.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So actually, maybe level 4 on the SNES and level 7 is their level 5, where you see the whole Technodrome. So that's, I guess this is what they had to deal with. And when we first started playing it, it felt like a brand new game, but of a series that deserved a sequel.
Yeah.
And then as you play it, you kind of get the feeling that they didn't have as much resources, and it just doesn't hold up as well.
Now we know why we don't know this game,
and why people with Genesises growing up didn't know good games.
Well, I mean, it's a good game, but very limited compared to the SNES one. And I forgot what I wanted to say.
Well, another feature that they took out, I guess you could say, is the versus mode that was on the Super Nintendo version. There was a versus mode that probably most people don't play just because it's not very good, but that was one of the features that they took out. There's also, I believe, a survival mode that they took out from the Sega game too. So there's a few changes that doesn't really change anything in the game, but the Super Nintendo seemed like it had more memory and at least decent graphics that held up.
And it was our first time playing it, and it was cool because we did finish this game on hard. I was proud. I think it might have been the first time I'm finishing this game on hard. Well, I mean, during the last 10 years, basically, yeah. And I really love the cover for that one. I find that the cover on the Sega one is better than the SNES. Because on the SNES, I think they are like they are on their surfboard like in the turtle. This one looks so much better there in the city and looks cooler. But I never saw the cover before playing it, so it's really fun.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, if I were to compare both of them, I prefer the Turtles in Time.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, just because it's probably more nostalgic than anything. But I do like that the Turtles go to completely different, like, you know, times, and you get a feeling that every level is very unique. And I still remember all the levels till this day, you know, because they're so unique. There's a dinosaur level, the pirate ship,
the train.
Yeah, the train.
Yeah, it's true. Like
the sewer.
Yeah.
The second level on the streets. They're all stuff that really stick out. All the bosses too. They used a lot of bosses from the universe.
Yeah, it's really like they took all the thing that they did in the arcade, like the first one, like that also came out on the NES. You know, that was like a sequel, and it's really that good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They made it better. It was fun. And now we need to see for the Xbox Live Arcade if it's gonna be as good.
Well, I don't know, with that $20 price tag, it's I think it's
we did not play it yet, but we will.
Yeah, definitely, because I don't know what options they might have added or what features.
Yeah, I know that you told me that you want to see more new features. You don't want to spend that $20 to get like the same game again because you played that much.
Yeah, I played a lot of that game, and to me, 4-player co-op is not a selling point. Because
it's gonna be harder, I think.
Yeah, 2-player co-op is more than enough for that game.
Yeah, well, at least I just hope that it won't lie. I don't think so. I know that the first one on the like almost 2 years now, I think.
Which one?
The 1989 arcade.
Turtles 2.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was like almost 2 years now from the arcade. That one went pretty good. It was fun. I played like maybe like 5 or 6 hours on the Xbox Live Arcade total, just because I tried to go for all the achievements.
I think I didn't feel as bad buying that one because
I think it was maybe 800 points.
The price was one thing, and the other thing is I didn't play that one as much as Turtles 4.
No, that was like the forgotten one always.
Yeah.
Just because the sequel was so good, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Michael Jackson. He did his first album, but trailer came out and nobody talked about the first album.
Pretty much.
It's funny.
There's also Turtles 3, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
the
TMNT 4, yeah.
And that was essentially the real sequel to Turtles 2 that kind of gets overlooked a lot too. But that one's a lot harder for an NES game, and most people don't really enjoy it as much. But I enjoy it because every turtle has different moves.
Okay.
But there's still something about the fourth Ninja Turtles game that really sticks out, and really, you know, it's kind of like the first 2 Ninja Turtle movies that aren't that good, and then you're gonna have this mysterious fourth one which is gonna be really good. But the fourth movie hasn't been made yet, so it's...
Well, technically it's CGI. Technically.
Yeah.
And and the first Ninja Turtle, was it the first on the NES? Like the original one?
Well, there might have been one on the Atari.
Okay, no, but I mean...
Oh,
because you're talking about the third one. The first one was the one which was like... Not open world, but you know, like...
Kind of like, yeah, adventurer, explorer.
Sometimes you could skip a level, and...
Very difficult and poorly designed.
Yeah, I think like everybody that loved TMNT at that time owned that game, to be honest. And I barely, like, only like a few times, maybe like I could count in like on my only one hand, on one hand, like how many times I beat the water level. It was impossible for me.
Oh yeah, that even now I think I have a hard time with the water level.
Electricity near the end, and you have time. You have to defuse the bomb or whatever you need to do.
And then, have you do you remember the level after that?
Well, I remember like you get like to do that new area, and you're like
it doesn't get easier. Basically.
Yeah, I remember it was very hard. Like even if you just pass it, you don't have any life.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why TMNT 4, the fourth one, is really one of a kind, really good.
I think I'll play through TMNT 1 with a Game Genie just to see what it feels like to play through the whole thing.